What's going on? Keep pounding, nation. It is your boy Blitzball champ Jason Ingram back with another Carolina Panthers talk video here on the U to the Tube. I wanted to get on here because I didn't get a chance to and give my thoughts on the recent third straight victory, fourth victory total for the Carolina Panthers as they went on the road and defeated the New York Jets this past Sunday, which was also their first win on the road this season to improve over 500 at a record of 4-3. So, got quite a bit to talk about with this one. So, first off, let's go over some stats. Final score was 13-6. Pretty low scoring game. Bryce Young, 15 of 25, 138 yards, one touchdown. Got sacked one time, which pretty much led to the ankle injury. So he wasn't able to finish the game. Going into pretty much the fourth quarter, Andy Dalton had to come in and finish the game, which he finished 4 of 7, 60 yards, no touchdowns, no interception, got sacked once. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard shared the load. Chuba Hubbard, 14 carries, 31 yards. Rico Dowdle, 17 carries, 79 yards. In the receiving, Xavier Legette, big day for him. 9 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. So good to see him get on the board. Tedero McMillan, 3 catches, 33 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 2 for 24. And Mitchell Evans, 2 for 24. Rico Dowdle had 1 catch, 17 yards. Jimmy Horn Jr. had 1 catch, 8 yards. Also, shout out to the Carolina Panthers defense, which I'll dive into detail in just a moment. Interesting game for the New York Jets, who have really been struggling this season. They have dropped to 0-7, and they are still the only winless team left in the NFL. Justin Fields, 6 of 12, 46 yards, sacked 3 times. Ended up missing the rest of the game after the hit that he received while sliding from Nick Scott, which was a flag and whatnot. He didn't return after that. Tyrod Taylor finished the game 10 of 22, 126 yards, 2 interceptions, sacked 3 times. Overall, really, the Jets' offense couldn't get much going. Between 4 runners, only 81 total rushing yards. Breece Hall, their top rusher, 11 carries, 38 yards. So, Justin Fields, 4 carries, 22 yards. So, not really a lot in the running game. Passing game, Tyler Johnson, 3 catches, 60 yards. Mason Taylor, 3 catches, 31 yards. Josh Reynolds, 3 catches, 29 yards. Not really a whole lot in the passing game for the Jets as well. Jets were held to 2 field goals from Nick Folk. So kudos to Carolina on keeping the Jets out of the end zone. But let's talk about this Carolina Panthers defense really coming through. We're able to register 6 total sacks in this game. You had 2 from Derek Brown. You had 1 from Trayvon Moreg, 1 from Ashawn Robinson, half a sack from Princely Unamilian, and a sack and a half from Nick Scorton. So kudos to the Carolina Panthers defense, share of the D-line and linebackers on being able to get to both quarterbacks, because both Tyrod and Justin were sacked 3 times each. So great pressure, really great pressure. This was pretty much the best performance from the D line and linebacking crew, for sure. So definitely a group game ball should definitely go to that D line linebacker combination. Just a great showing on being able to get pressure and pick up 6 sacks. And shout out to defensive coordinator Avero Ajaro. Great game. Great defensive play calling. Way to set up your defense for success. And to cap it off, J.C. Horn with not 1 but 2 interceptions this game. Of course, 1 interception was in the end zone. So very well played. One-handed it. Very great play. And J.C. Horn showing up big for the defense with 2 picks. And I have to say, this just goes to show that when J.C. Horn is healthy and can stay healthy, he is easily top 10 cornerback in the league. Some may argue top 5. Just saying. He's working his way up there. And I think he's only going to get better and better. But I feel like it's been a while since Carolina has really had a true shutdown corner. And I think it's safe to say J.C. Horn is that guy. As long as he can stay healthy, I think he's only going to go up. So shout out to J.C. Horn. He definitely deserves a game ball for today. I would even say give Xavier Legette a game ball as well. But let's see. You also team stats. Of course, Carolina did struggle on 3rd downs. They were only 5 of 17. They were 3 of 4 on 4th downs. 17 total first downs. 7 rushing, 10 passing. Let's see. 6 penalties for 45 yards. The Jets had 5 for 26. Of course, Carolina had no turnovers. So, did a great job at taking care of the ball. And definitely outpowered the Jets on time of possession. Jets only had 24 minutes, 55 seconds. Carolina had 35 minutes and 5 seconds. So, pretty big difference there. And I just really... Yeah, this was not a high-scoring game. Kind of a bummer that it wasn't a high-scoring game in favor of the Panthers. But fact of the matter is, it was a win that they should have won, and they did when it comes down to it. Now, let's talk about a couple of things. So first off, Carolina Panthers offense. While many believe, and I would agree, this really should have been a game for the Carolina Panthers offense to really break out, that didn't happen. And there were a good number of drives where it came up short to really keep the chains moving. That cannot be the case going forward because the schedule is going to get harder. Remember, they got the Bills next, the Buffalo Bills, who are a great team. I mean, their quarterback, Josh Allen, won the MVP last season. So this is going to be a tough squad. And the schedule is only going to get more difficult. Like, yes, I'm not taking anything away from this as far as the team got the victory. Yes, this was big. This was important. The team got the victory. But here's the thing. In order for this team to be a legit threat, they got to start winning the bigger games against the Bills, the Packers, the Niners, the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Seahawks. Those are games on their schedule that they need to bring it and win. They need to win those games in order to really make themselves as a true believable threat. Because let's keep it real. When you really think about it, they were supposed to win that Jets game. When you really think about it, they were supposed to beat the Cardinals, but they lost to the Cardinals. Now, all I'm saying is there's still plenty of room for improvement for this Carolina Panthers offense. Which brings to my next point on the status of Bryce Young. Word is suffered a high ankle sprain. And it's also confirmed that he will miss the Buffalo Bills game and that Andy Dalton will start. Now, typically, from my knowledge, high ankle sprain, we're talking probably at least maybe 2 to maybe 4 weeks. This is a time where Andy Dalton's going to have to really step up and be the veteran and show himself as the veteran quarterback and really help this offense deliver. Because like I said, yes, they got the victory, but they cannot have a performance like they did against the Jets and expect to beat the Bills and Packers and Niners and Rams and Buccaneers and Seahawks. That's not going to work. Let's keep it real. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Like I said, kudos to the defense keeping the Jets out of the end zone. I mean, that's big. Defense is improving. I get that. No worries with that. But this Carolina Panthers offense are not going to be able to get to where they need to get to with low scores like that, especially against extremely weak teams. That's not going to work on these strong teams. So I'm really hoping Coach Canales, the offense, really digs deep and really gets some solid game plans for these upcoming teams. Because like I said, they play the Bills next. And while the Bills are showing signs of them being vulnerable, this is still a 4-2 team that has been able to consistently make the playoffs for at least the last, five years at least? Like, this team is a big threat. Yes, I understand they're on a 2-game losing streak. But like I said, Josh Allen is coming off an MVP season and does not show any signs of slowing down. So it is important. It is very important. Carolina needs to really show up in a big way, especially on the offensive side of things. Because other than maybe, with the exception of perhaps the Jets game, let's see, the Cowboys game, offense did a little something. The Dolphins game, definitely. The Falcons game, definitely. But see, here's the thing. Out of all those teams that they've beaten, realistically, the Cowboys were the strongest. So far, Cowboys were the strongest. But that's not really saying a lot. That's not saying a lot. So, my thing is this. And like I said, not sure how long Bryce is going to be out. But this Panthers team, three-game win streak so far. First time in a long time, I think since 2021. But the schedule's going to get harder, y'all. And this is a time where Carolina's really going to be tested. Can they beat the bigger, better teams? Because that's the only way they're going to be able to convince everyone that they can be a playoff team. Because right now, I'm sorry, but they're not a playoff team right now. They're not. Not yet. Not yet. I hope they can get there, but they're not there yet. Let's keep it real, y'all. They're not there yet, but they're making progress. They need a big statement win against the Bills. And then they got to turn around and play the Packers right afterwards. That's 2 back-to-back solid teams. It's not going to be easy, y'all. Not to mention, one of those games is on the road. Packers, Lambeau Field. It's been a good long time since they've won at Lambeau Field, y'all. I'm just saying. These are going to be some really tough games. But, got to take it 1 week at a time. Hope everybody can get healthy. Like I said, Bryce Young is going to miss this week. It's unfortunate. But Andy Dalton's going to have to step in. Going to have to make plays and make something happen. But the Panthers defense looked really solid. I think this was one of their best games, if not the best game. Like I said, I understand they got the shutout against Atlanta. But I definitely see this as a very solid showing from the defense, especially keeping them out of the end zone. So, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. Got to keep doing what they're doing. But honestly, good win. Not a pretty win, but good win for the Carolina Panthers. I'm just hoping as many people will be back healthy for this Bills game. This game is going to be tough. They're going to be really pushed. But if they lock in, do what they got to do what they're supposed to do, they can win this game. But that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, this was big. This was really big for Carolina, being that they haven't gotten over 500 in a good number of years, and it's just good to see them get to this point. So we'll see where it goes from here. But anyway, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What did y'all think about the game? And like I said, Panthers get a win. 13-6 is the final score. And let me know when do you think Bryce Young will be back? Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Keep pounding. We're going to get through this. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Carolina Panthers talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the YouTube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed evening and day tomorrow. And I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Peace.